Out of the shadows you came into view, knowing exactly what I was into. She took my hand and led me inside, 100 degrees, body on fire. Well, I'll describe my sound as falling sort of directly under the Americana genre. However, obviously, I grew up, here in England, and I was a teenager in the mid-90s when there was like the Britpop indie scene. So I have those sensibilities and that viewpoint as well on my songwriting, as well as the love for all the the American-based roots music. A huge part of the sound is down to the location where I recorded. Which was in New Orleans, Louisiana, and the fact that I recorded with local musicians from the city. Obviously they come with their own distinct feel and quality and sound and rhythm and everything else like that. So it's kind of a marriage of those two things really. My main influences, in terms of music, sort of began at an early age, and it was my father's vinyl music record collection. I grew up in a house where there's music playing all the time, and he even had like a vintage 1957 jukebox in the house with 45s by James Brown, Georgie Fame, Bob Dylan, the Stones, loads of Motown. Even going far back to sort of rock and roll records from the 50s. I think one of the first kind of people I got into was actually Dion, the song The Wanderer and Run Around Sue. Really, if I had to bring it down to one thing, it would come down to my dad's record collection. And then from there, I sort of found my own way with it and explored even more. And those records are still, still very important to me now. Yeah, I'd say my experiences in New Orleans influenced this record in lots of ways. Experiences and events that happened to me while I was there, just living in the city in general. It's a very vibrant place. I'd sort of gone there with you to seek out certain elements of music and to get the opportunity to record, and also certain relationships that I had while I was in the city directly influenced the record. So it's a very, the whole record is very, that's why I've named it Nola, because without the city the record wouldn't exist. She said it's time to go. You can't be late on Fat Tuesday and miss the Mardi Gras. So we had a little too, and I put on my all-in-one Evoque and Evo suit. We drove across the city to find the second line, down to the Mississippi. Never felt so good to be alive. I think New Orleans has influenced me in a dramatic way, and I'd definitely say I've, without sounding too corny or anything, I definitely found who I was there. Yeah, I'd say my experiences in New Orleans have sort of sculpted me as a performer by helping me find the sound that I've always been hearing in my head when I write the songs. And I've been searching for that for a long time, and meeting the musicians that I met and I've become friends with has just helped me get to where I was searching for mentally and spiritually as a musician. In terms of how the city has shaped me as a person, I think it's taught me that to have a positive outlook just on everything. that everything's going to be good, not to dwell on the negative, and and it's just taught me to learn to enjoy myself and relax, and it's okay to be Wesley. Yeah, I'd say, this record, Nola, does kind of describe, my journey in the city, in terms of love, in terms of, not just the good side and all the fun and all the, the partying and all the great stuff that happens there, but also in terms of, some of the despair and some of the moments that, of doubt that I felt when I was there. But obviously being there, I'd have sometimes when I was completely alone and there wasn't anybody around, and I'd find myself, strolling through the French Quarter, or, hitting bars up on my own, just walking around, and they were the times of, deep sort of inner kind of reflection, and they were the times that I think I found my spiritual ground and the spiritual connection with the city, which is described most definitely in The Priestess.
Every tomorrow becomes yesterday. You better be ready, 'cause she's coming your way. Down in New Orleans, I made a vow to heed every warning the spirits lay down.
Also in the last track on the EP, Waiting on the Corner, that is a direct kind of a picture that I was painting of some of the times when I was really searching, both inside, outside, and everywhere else. What is the one line that means the most from the record? Well, I'm going to have to answer with two, really. There's going to be two lines. One's personal for me, and then one's the line that means most to everyone else that listens to it. My favourite line is a very simple line. I like simple lyrics. I think mainly due to my passion for early Delta blues music, and I like lyrics that are universal in the meaning, so they can mean something to you, something to me, and something different to everyone else. And the lyric is very simply, I think about you sometimes, because I think just that sentence in itself can mean so many different things, and it conjures up so many different people in your life that you may be thinking about from time to time. Ex-girlfriends, lost friends that may have passed on, family, even pets, whatever. There's everyone has somebody or something, some being that they think about from time to time when they'd be on the train home, driving home from work or whatever. And I find I can sing that line with just pure passion and it means everything. The line that comes from Walking in the Street, and the line that people comment on the most to me is at the end of the chorus in that song, and that is gravity, please let go of me, which I guess again means different things to different people. Me, it's about freedom. So.
I think about you sometimes. I think about you sometimes. I'm walking in the street, strangers pass me by. I part my lips to speak. Where the hell am I? I'm drowning in the crowd. I'm falling on my knees. I go to think out loud.
Why do I devote my life to music? I guess from a very early age, I felt some kind of distraction during everything I was trying to do, be it at school, be it with the family, trying to do what I'm meant to be told what to do. There's a deep distraction that come from the inside. I had this conversation with a friend at the beginning of the year, and I described it as a silent temper. And that silent temper to me is a creative energy that is like a temper because it's kind of hard to control, but it lives inside and it's constantly bubbling away. Now I think it's the artist. I know it sounds funny, but I'm a terrible drawer. I couldn't paint a picture to save my life. And as I mentioned earlier on, I grew up listening to great music, and I was able to listen to that great music and feel that silent temper coming out as I was dancing and singing to it as a kid. So yeah. What do I feel when writing my songs? I think that ties in, with the earlier question in regards to why did I devote my life to music. Again, it's that silent temper. It's there. I tend to write songs when I have no other choice. What I mean by that is, I feel that when I'm writing, if I wasn't writing a song at that moment, I'd probably lose my mind. It's my, it's my therapy dog in a way. And it comes out, it's emotion, and it's overpowering, it's overwhelming, and it won't be quiet.
Back home, but I can't get her out of my head. With a smile so beguiling, she could change the wind. Lafayette, Lafayette, did you notice on every word you said? Lafayette, Lafayette, flames they dance for you inside my heart.
The future at the moment is exciting. I've got a lot of interesting parties hovering around, which is fantastic. It's been a long time coming. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, keep smashing out the songs, and enjoy the ride. I'm Wesley Horner, and you've been watching BugleMag.com.